Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's Astro Oracle reading. I am using, again, Wisdom of the Oracle. This is my teaching deck. And if you have not yet given this Oracle card deck a review on Amazon, there's a link below. It would mean so much to me if you could review it and say some nice things. Thank you so much. And let's move on to the reading. First, we're going to talk about Aries. Link below in case you want to leave me a nice review. Thanks. For those of you who are new, I do a reading for every single zodiac sign. And what happens is that I do the reading and then you get basically 9 cards. So for example, you maybe have an Aries sun sign, but you have a Taurus rising and a Gemini moon. So those are the 3 signs you're going to read. So you'll have a nice 9-card reading. Each person gets that. And if you are a double anything, you just have you just look at that as something that's a little stronger. Okay, let's go. So let's look at Aries first for this week ahead. Aries, unfinished symphony. And yeah, you know what? This is interesting. So there's some loose ends that you're going to notice that have to be tied up this week, Aries. But these are fated. The fates are saying, hey, you couldn't do anything about it anyway. And this is not to do with you specifically, rather than what's going on around you. Things that were, and likely it's work related too. It could be work related, but there's a blessing in this, right? So maybe you've had to say, oh, wow, this didn't get completed, or we didn't look here. And this is saying, you know what? You didn't know until you know, right? So that's kind of what this says this week for Aries. But there's a beautiful blessing here too. And the blessed card looks towards the Aries and saying like, hey, it's not the end of the world. Whatever it is that comes up for you, it's actually really good that you discover, oh, wow, I didn't complete that. So that's very good for the Aries. Now we're looking at Taurus. And Taurus, your 3 cards are for the energy of this week. And it follows suit to yesterday's reading. If you haven't seen yesterday's reading, you should really look at it. It's kind of a fun week about having a sense of humor and also being curious about what's going on rather than being reactive. So, oh, this is good. Happy, happy. It is the card, a leg up and never-ending story. So this is about your belief system, Taurus, that no one's going to come and help you, and also that other people may be expecting you to help them. So this is really about you staying in a really good state of mind, knowing that you aren't the one that has to do everything, and reminding yourself to stay away, like not my circus, not my monkeys. Be very careful about what drama you get yourself into this week, Taurus. I would stay out of all of it. That's what that card in protection actually means. All right, now let's take a look at Gemini. Gemini, clean it up in protection, loyal heart, and not for you. So this is about the people you surround yourself and who you associate with this week, and making amends and calling people. You might have been too busy and kind of, you know how that is, like you don't follow through with certain things. And this is a good time for you to pick up the phone and say hi. Again, the loyalty piece in here, and also to be really discerning about who you spend your energy with also. Not for you is a really great card about discernment. You might have to say no to a few things this week in order for you to clean up, kind of like to give yourself a bit of space to integrate whatever's going on around you. So that's good. Again, the not for you card is one of my favorite cards in this deck because it reminds us that not all things are ours in the moment we want them. So it reminds us that no, it doesn't mean never. It could mean not yet, not now. So this is also trusting that what is withheld from you is actually the correct timing for you this week. That's for Gemini. Now let's take a look at the Cancers, Cancerians. Okay, Cancer observer, excellent. Taking and making, wow, this is so good. This is great. So the Cancer personality needs to remember that going with the flow, even if the waters turn into rapids, mean that your boat's just going to go over rapids. It doesn't mean anything beyond the flow has become a little more tumultuous. But if you stay in the observer, which is being in that witness, not taking things too personally, oh, I heard that ding, that was good, and trusting that you have friends, you have people around you who love you and are supportive of you, you can get through anything this week. And it doesn't even mean that there's anything to get through. I think this is also about getting out of the water. If the water gets to be too, there's too much upheaval in the water, you can get out of the water this week, Cancers. That's what this is. Okay. Now let's take a look at Leo. And again, it's Leo sun, Leo rising, or Leo moon. I always look at the Leo spread because I have so many planets in Leo. Okay, the Astro Oracle reading for this week for Leo is flexible. This is great. So, and be fun, have fun, sense of humor. Yeah, you know, give people, I love the mending card because it's like if you're flexible and you're having fun and you're not taking yourself so seriously or the world too seriously, that's part of your mending and your amends to other people. Again, just letting people be who they are, not pushing your expectations on them. Sometimes that we actually hurt other people. Also, getting into other people's business when it's none of our business. That's also a piece in here. Stay out of that and you'll be fine, Leo. Looks like as long as you stay flexible and go with the flow, you'll be good. You'll be really good. Okay, now let's take a look at Virgo. Here we go, Virgo. For you this week, you also have to make discerning choices. And yeah, again, it's around people. Isn't that interesting? So this is about deciding to take a break from people who want too much from you. So it's like when the soulmates card is in protection, so it feels like a bit of a betrayal, but it really isn't. You might be exhausted by other people's demands on you. And so this is you saying, I need time out. I need to say, no, my boundaries are sacred. So that would be for Virgo. Okay. Now we're going to look at Libra. And again, Libra sun, Libra rising or ascendant, or Libra moon. And let's see, here we go. Okay, so Libra, you're going to see the unfinished, oh, this is great. This is really interesting because this is when the Libra feels like you've come to a place, it's kind of like you're trying to get past a glass ceiling and you can't. So it brings you back into, oh, I've been here before. What does this mean? And when Milk and Honey is in protection, it also reminds us to be playful, that you might think that it's all work and no play, right? You have to be very careful to say, oh, wait a second. No. I've learned this lesson before. This is unfinished business from my past. I'm not doing it again because it's going to take away my joy. You have to remember like what feels good, what feels right for you. And can you learned enough now about how you need to say no to certain things, but sometimes you might have to sew up some loose ends around that because that no may still have some sticky quality to it. So that's what Libra, and it is definitely around your relationships this week for Libra. Now let's look at Scorpio. See, again, this is the Astro Oracle reading for Scorpios. And Scorpio, breathe. This is nice. Oh yeah. Oh, same. Soulmates and protection. Isn't that something? So, sometimes we try to make people into something that they're not, or they don't go as fast as we want or as deep as we want. We realize that not one person cannot meet all our needs. And the Scorpio personality this week is starting to recognize that. So this is about breathing and feeling like full of the breath of life and being flexible around other people. Like they don't have to be the be all and end all in order for them to be in your life. You can be more flexible about who they could be for you. And it's about imposing our ideas about how other people have to be. So loosen up a little, Scorpio. And now let's look at Sagittarius. Imagination for Sagittarians and flow and allowing yourself to play with new ideas because you're not 100% ready. You don't really know. It's like stepping into uncharted water, only you're like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting to be here. And knowing that you're in beginner mind and you're in the learning mode. That's the other thing. And I have new things to learn. I wonder what it'll be. That's the sort of idea for the Sagittarius personality this week. And really kind of just flowing with things and being in that space of flow. And I think when the imagination is really inspired, you just go naturally into flow. That's really lovely. Okay, now let's take a look at the Capricorns. Okay, Capricorn is flowing upside down and changing the wind and exchanging gifts. Okay, so not everything is going to be tickety-boo for you, Capricorn, this week. However, it's actually pretty good because you're realizing that, wait a sec, I didn't make all these things happen. There's a change in the wind that wasn't orchestrated by you, and it's going to bring a change into the way that you serve others. and you need time to integrate that change. So it's also asking you to take a look at where you give for a hidden agenda of getting something back or being needed. So that's also going to be important for the Capricorn personality to take a look at this week. Now let's take a look. We have Aquarius and Pisces left. Aquarius, here we go. Exchanging gifts and protection, community and protection, and time to go. So for you, this is about really understanding. But this is like family, like how you were raised, the conditioning that you were raised in. You're changing all of that right now. You're seeing new people that you're connecting to, leaving old ones behind. And it's sort of this is the process of what happens when you change and they don't. So you might run across that this week, and that will impact the way you see yourself in engaging the rest of the world. But trust that the time to go card means that you're moving towards something better. And that's always what you have to keep in mind as you meet new people and as you discern where you belong. I think that's a really good one for Aquarius. And Pisces. Pisces, stay in the now. You're out of your body this week. Oh, okay, here we go. So Pisces, your help is going to come from a renewed faith in a higher power. It's not going to come just from you or from other people so much, although it's like the higher power synchronicity brings other people to you that can help you. But this is showing that you feel very ungrounded, if you feel ungrounded this week. So for the Pisces personality, this is really key that you have to recommit to your relationship to your higher power first, then everybody else after that. And you're going to find things move very nicely and smoothly. And you come back to that 24-hour living that really works instead of being worried about the past or what the future could possibly hold. All right, that's it for the week. That's our Astro Oracle reading for the week. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to see yesterday's reading, which is the energy report for the week ahead. I thought it was really good. Okay, YouTube, subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Leave me a comment. We love reading your comments. And yeah, and I will see you next week. And thumbs up, for real, thumbs up. We love thumbs in the air, up. Take care. See you next time.